Hello, Captains. It's me, TONIK TZW. I'm here in the Tier 4 Premium American Cruiser, the Rattlehead, and this one is on my free-to-play account. But this is a very rare game in that it features two of a particular medal, and I have had this happen before, but not on this account because this is on my free to play account. And the guy we're looking out for there is BigFrenchie in the Rasputin, and he's in division with his buddy that is in the carrier. And unusually, there's only a single destroyer in this game. And what I will say is, over the last week, it seems to be there have been at least three, if not more, destroyers in many of the games. And then in a few of the games, there have been absolutely no destroyers at all. And when it's just cruisers and battleships, nobody wants to move. But this one, we have got a destroyer, and you'd think he'd head for air cap, but he's not. He's going to try and head around the outside of the map and run down Red Team's carrier, and we all know what the outcome of that is likely to be. Yes, we do not need a crystal ball to predict the future of that one. I am in basically a floating citadel. It's a little bit like an Omaha in that it has lots and lots and lots of guns. It can fire. It's quite agile. Not quite as agile as the Omaha, I don't think. But we can be deleted in a single salvo from a battleship. And that is something that we're going to try and avoid. Yeah, we're going to try and do a good job of avoiding getting deleted by a battleship, and we'll see how long that one lasts. But if you saw the length of the video at the start, you'll have a good idea of how long that is going to last. But there's Pensacola's sailing in, and like a good boy, we're checking to look in to see who's around, and we're going to try and get some shots on. We're going to try for HE, we're going to try for fires, get these guys ticking, start dishing out the damage. But these shells are very floaty, much like the Omaha, and given that our carrier is out and scouting, we can see that there's something else out there as well as that Pensacola, and so I'm playing a little bit cautiously. We did get a fire on him. He has damage controlled it. We do get targets spotted there. We got, what, 1, 2, 3 ships there, and Red Team's destroyer is also going to make an appearance on this flank. We got the Königsberg, the Pensacola, we got the Mackensen there, and there's the smoke screen. This is looking dodgy, so it's time to kite away. And I'm just debating on who I should be shooting at. And then I realize that the Mackensen has limited damage controls, and if we're getting a new player in this ship, there's a good chance that we can force him to use all of his damage controls, which will make fires eventually stick and tick and burn that guy down. And that's exactly what we're going to do to him. The rest of the team seem to be heading across to the other side of the map. Our carrier is all the way at the back, as is usual in low tier carrier matches. They always seem to be as far back on the map as possible because they don't really realize it takes ages for their planes to get into battle, and then it takes ages for their planes to get back to the ship. But we're staying undetected. We're looking at our detection ring where it is on ACAP, but then we're going to get some shots onto this Tiger because he's not looking in our direction. He's more preoccupied with those two guys coming out of the middle of the map there, which is great. You are going to see me pinging the map and warning people and saying, hey, look here, do something here, please help. But at just over 9,000 damage, we pick up our first kill of the game. But we weren't waiting there. We're already onto the Mackensen. He has damage controlled one fire already. And I'm just having a look, and he is just damage controlled a second fire. Yes, this is somebody who I think doesn't understand the limitations of his ship. But we are still spotted, and that can only mean that there's somebody on this side of the map, and I think it's Red Team's destroyer pushing through. But we're looking, there's the Pensacola, we call for fire on him, and boom, he's gone. That was beautiful. Excellent teamwork. Somebody was obviously reading my mind at the Pensacola sailing broadside through the middle of the capture point, and now the Mackenson's damage control cooldown should be off, and so we can start to put some HE at him again. But he's not as fast as I thought he was, so we're going to have to push in a little bit closer and adjust our aim a little bit more and see if we can start landing some salvos on him. We know the destroyer is out here on the left somewhere. We know there is a Königsberg there too. Our destroyer, meanwhile, was mashed by the Rasputin up on the right-hand side of the cap. You can see him there about 3 grid squares down. And while a destroyer spotted, everybody should be shooting at it. It doesn't matter which ship you are in, but everybody should be wailing on that guy. And I'm trying to gauge the fall of my shot and to drop something onto him, all the while being a little bit wary of where that Mackensen is, and there is another ship pushing through there as well, and I'm feeling a little bit vulnerable. Am I getting too close to the action? Well, no, because we need to keep the pressure on that destroyer, because we are going to lose that cruiser, I am quite sure. Yeah, it's not looking good. We are 4 ships down to red team's 3, so we need to even the odds here. Try and avoid some torpedoes here. Are we going to eat one? I don't see if I do eat one. I think it gets soaked before it arms, which is good. So we're going to keep the pressure on this Magnuson. We know he can't shoot at us yet. He's fixated on that cruiser in front of him, and we are going to pick up eventually our second kill of the game. No, we don't. We get an assist. That should have been a kill, but we switch our fire onto the Königsberg. Are we going to get our second kill of the game with this guy? We're judging the fall of shot again. We're leading him. We're adjusting. We're pushing into the cap. We can see the destroyer is spotted on the mini-map. Like I said, I've got one eye on the map at all times, and we're bringing the guns to bear as this guy is going to try and make a run for it. But with the amount of guns and the speed of the reload on that, there you go. We've gone from 1 kill to 3 kills, and just under 22,000 damage. The Tennessee there, thankfully, is not looking in my direction, because this would have been an absolute dev strike and me disappearing from the game with 3 kills and a very pitiful amount of damage. But we get a fire on him, and as usual, oh no, is he damage controlled? No, it's not. It's still ticking. There are 3 ships now to our 5. That is good. We are going to have a cap advantage in just a couple of seconds. And I know that, judging by where the aeroplanes are coming from, that the carrier is out here at the back of the map. I'm just wary of that Tennessee, and I'm thinking, can I get shots across to the top of him? The damage is still ticking from the fire, but it looks like he's still in range, but those islands are blocking the fall of shot on him. The Rasputin, who is in division with his Vaser, is way across on the other side of the map. And given that I can spot the Vaser, I imagine that he is going to be spending all his time and attention on me. And these shots just don't seem to do enough to this guy. And I'm pinging the map just to say we need to keep hitting this guy down there to give ourselves the cap advantage still. If we can get rid of him, we can pretty much cement a victory here. I know that the Rasputin is sailing back in this direction as I get bombed from the carrier, and we're zigging and zagging and twisting and turning and trying to keep guns on this target and get a salvo off every time we have a reload. We know that the automatic damage control has already put out 1 fire, so another fire on him is going to tick the damage, but we're having to be very agile and try and stay away from these planes. We're still pretty healthy. We've got probably 99 or 98% of our hit points here, and I'm still keeping an eye on the minimap. I'm watching what planes are coming up for me again now. This guy has started reversing. I'm trying to keep an eye on where this Rasputin is and thinking, am I going to get in range? The battleship behind me takes a shot at the carrier, obviously thinking that he's low enough health to potentially get a kill steal. So just to try and seal the deal there, we're going to put a set of torpedoes out. We're going to stay on the guns. We're sailing towards the Rasputin, but we are also slowing down as we lose our Devonshire. Oh dear. It is 3 plays 3. We do still have a points advantage, but barely until such time as I kill the carrier, which pulls the lead back in our favour. The 2 battleships ram each other. That brings it down to 2 ships to 1. The last man in the game is the Rasputin. I don't need to do anything more. My dispersion is absolutely awful on this ship, even though I think I'm running in Norman Scott, but he's not fully leveled yet. Look at this. Even though we're firing all turrets straight off the front, the spread of those shots is absolutely abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. So, there is going to come a point in this game, and it was roundabout now, where I realised that actually I'm on 4 kills. And if I kill this guy, then I'm on for a Kraken. But the game doesn't seem to want to let me kill this guy because I'm landing barely any shells. I do manage to get air fire with that one. I did see him damage control earlier, and he's damage controlled again. So another fire or another flood should be quite fatal to him. But he has a lot more guns than I do, and his guns are a lot bigger than mine are. And mine seem to be pea shooters in comparison. So he knows we're backing out, and so I decide to go forwards because I think he's probably going to be trying to leading me to the rear. So by going forwards, I'm going to put off his next shot. And there we go. He goes over the top of me. We do get a much needed fire. That one is going to tick for a long time. And just as I'm thinking about my dreams of a Kraken for the Rattlehead, which would be Kraken number 12 on this account, I see the carrier swooping in with torpedoes, and I'm watching a potential Kraken disappear. But the carrier fluffs his drop as I get absolutely smacked and brought down to just under 7,000 hit points, but I did forget about the rear turret as we get our torpedoes off, and BigFrenchie picks up his first Kraken in World of Warships Legends, but sadly I'm going to deny him the victory and sprinkle a little bit of salt on that Kraken by picking up a triple medal finish with a high caliber, a Kraken, and a flesh wound on a whisker over 100,000 damage there. But an absolute beauty double Kraken game. And again, it's never nice to be somebody else's Kraken. But what I will say, in this instance where it was BigFrenchie's first Kraken, I'm not gay in any way, but it was a real pleasure to pop your cherry, buddy. Wear the medal with pride, and I hope it's the first of many more to come. I just hope that they don't include me. So if you've enjoyed that one, especially the funny commentary, please do smash the like button, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends and your fleet mates to come across and support TONIK TZW. And as always, until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.